Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Flying and Eating. Today, let's go somewhere and do something, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hey guys, it's Adam here. On the last few episodes of Flying and Eating, and few being kind of an understatement, we went to Tokyo, Japan. Yeah, I know, this is still going on. We're almost to the end, I promise. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. But anyway, yeah, we've been to a whole lot of places, seen a lot of sights, eaten a lot of food. I would say we've eaten everything under the land of the rising sun. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, yeah, the adventure today will continue. Ohayou gozaimasu. Alright, so here's today's plan. I just stopped at 7-Eleven. Got some coffees. This is like some sort of chestnut one. This is new. I hadn't seen this every day prior. This is new. As well as just a Boss coffee. I'm going to chug this right before I go. What we're going to do now is we're going to head over to Yokohama Station and back into the food court there. I found an udon place that will take credit cards. It's a chain. You know, it's not going to be one of the nice hole-in-the-wall ones, which those are so much better. I've had that before. Oh my god. We got to wait though. Cash flow, like literal stupid paper notes, remains a problem. But that's okay. We're going to get some udon just so you guys can see the type of options you would have. And then, I can't believe I'm saying this, you know where we're going? Disney World! Thought I'd tell you guys a little story as we're walking along. So, first couple times I came to Japan, most of the contextual Japanese I was picking up was just in convenience stores, exchanges. Some stuff I was already kind of vaguely familiar with, like Ohayou gozaimasu and stuff like that, being good morning, konnichiwa, etc. But I obviously don't have the Japanese accent because I'm not native to the language whatsoever. And so I would just listen to how they talked and I would emulate, parroting essentially. And so for a little while I was saying things like, oh, Ohayou gozaimasu, like where you just kind of hold on it, because that's what I heard them doing all the time. And then a buddy of mine was like, look, they understand what you were saying, but you have to understand you sound weird because you're talking like a woman. And then it dawned on me that most of the people I had been communicating with were convenience store employees that were female, and they try to make it sound cutesy. So I was going out of my way to sound like a fruit, for lack of a better word. I don't mean that in any sort of sexually derogatory way. It's just, that's how it was described to me. The exact quote was, you sound like a fruit. Don't do that. Use your own, like, normal enunciation. So here we have Sanaku Udon Hanamaru, which is this is a fast food chain type of udon place. But inside you can see they have a whole bunch of fried foods and things you can grab, and you can get different types of udon and then put it all on a plate. And this one takes credit cards, which is the reason we're doing it, just so we can make sure we have some udon. If we find a nice place later, that would be great, but for now, this is what we're doing. So I'll give you guys a quick little Japanese lesson in case you're ever in a situation where you don't really know how to order something, you just want pointing at stuff. You can just point, and for the longest time I've just been pointing and being like ichi, which means one, and you're just kind of like, they'll figure out what I'm trying to express there. But I was like, I'm not satisfied with that. I want to learn a little more. So in this case, what I want is the beef and egg with thick broth. And so I can do two things when I mention this. I can point at it and I can say, kore kudasai, which means like this one please. Or I can say, kore ni shimasu, which means I would like this one. So again, that's kore, like the name Kori, kore kudasai, that's this please. Or kore ni shimasu. So kore, again like the name, ni, like your knee, like, you know, your knee. She as in female, ma as in like shorthand for mother, ma, Sue, like the name Sue, kore ni shimasu. So we've got our udon. This has a partially cooked egg with beef, thick noodles, green onions, good stuff, broth, as well as two different types of, I know this one's chicken, I'm pretty sure that's chicken as well, chicken akage or just fried chicken. Traditionally in udon places they have like little sides you can just kind of grab. Whole thing's pretty cheap. This entire meal was like $6. Yeah, see, this is just a fried chicken as well. There are two different types of fried, but I'm no expert but on what the difference exactly is, but it's very good. As you can see, this one's fried chicken as well. I figured it out though. This is chicken breast. The other one was chicken thigh, so it's fattier, which makes a lot of sense. So I just came out of there. Pretty good. I mean, I've had better udon. To this day, the best one I've ever had is Marukame Udon in Honolulu, Hawaii. But again, that's not a really fair comparison. This is essentially like going to a McDonald's. This is fast food udon. But that said, it was good. And I want to stress the reason we're doing this is A, they're more tourist compatible, which would be what most of you guys are going to be. And they take credit cards, which
is huge. But that said, it was perfectly fine.
Check it out. They have the Japanese version of pastel de nata, the Portuguese egg custard thing. Interesting.
So a bit of a problem. I posted online that I was intending to go to Disneyland, and one of my viewers lives in Japan, responded, and we had a conversation, and he basically explained that since I was last here, you can no longer just go to Disneyland and buy a ticket. You have to buy one online, which I actually attempted to do, but it wouldn't allow it. Can't do it through a phone. And I actually brought a laptop, and it wouldn't allow me to do that either. It says it has to do it through PC, but it wouldn't work. So then I was like, what's the deal with that? And he said, there's a Disney store in Shinjuku you have to go to, and you have to buy one there. Japan now seems to do this through some sort of lottery system. This is probably a pandemic holdover thing. So in other words, we're not going to Disney. I'm sorry if anybody was psyched out about that. It's a good park. It's very affordable. It's nice to do, but stupid levels of restrictions that just make it not feasible. So I'm gonna try and make it up to you with the dumbest thing ever. I bought a little pastry thing. This is a little pre-made French toast. The Japanese love this stuff. It's actually really good. I've had it before. I don't know if this particular one is, but the concept is. They make them in bulk and then they sell them basically just as like pastries. They do the same with pancakes. I don't think those work as well, but the French toast stuff, really very good. This one's okay. I've had better ones. This one almost tastes more like buttered bread rather than French toast. It is, you can taste the maple, but it's kind of weak. Actually, the grocery stores do this better than the convenience stores for whatever reason.
Okay, this is kind of growing on me. It might not actually be the maple one. I might have screwed up. It tastes more like butter with a hint of maple. It's sweet. It's nice. I'm enjoying it. It's not what I was expecting, but it's basically like buttered toast with a little bit of cinnamon sugar type of thing. I think that would be a more accurate thing. I think I just grabbed the wrong thing, but either way, it's still pretty good. So as I sit here and come up with a new plan, I kind of came up with a temporary one. We're back at Starbucks. Again, this is the one that my mom and I went to a few months before she died. They have a bunch of their holiday festive drinks. I decided to get, well, I'll just show you. The strawberry and velvet brownie mocha. This is the one I had last time, the Frappuccino. This time we're going with the mocha. I went with a hot version, medium, like a grande size. Well, it definitely smells strawberry. Ooh, that's pungent in a good way. So it's got cream, it's got, the strawberry glaze, strawberry dust, I guess, and then like a mocha chocolate coffee base. Just gonna give it some time to cool off because Hatsue, it's way too hot. They do a cold version. Okay, we're gonna mix this up here. We're gonna ruin the pretties for the sake of flavor consistency, which means I'm gonna have to do this for a little bit, but you get the idea. Okay, it is all evenly mixed up. Now I just let it cool off a little bit and enjoy. Ordering at Starbucks is pretty easy. Again, I remind everybody, it's the U.S. Embassy. You get free Wi-Fi, free charging, free bathrooms. There's air conditioning or heating depending on the time of the year. They'll give you free water. There's hand sanitizer, of course. I always recommend, even if you don't like coffee, they got tea, and you don't even have to get anything. You can just sit there and relax. It's an oasis, an American embassy. It might as well be an American flag. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, that's pretty good. Terrible for you. It's exactly what it says it is. Strawberry chocolate coffee. I like it. I don't think I could do it like every day or anything, but just to try once, pretty good. I think I like the other one a little bit better, because if I'm going into, personally, I don't go into this as like, oh, this is my coffee. I go into this as, I'm about to drink dessert. And with that context, the other one was better, though this is better as a functional coffee. But if I want functional coffee, just get some black coffee. The irony is, I know it doesn't seem like it based on this, but outside of videos and like travel, I never really drink this kind of stuff. I drink black coffee all the time. So this is just a nice, pleasant treat. This is important, guys. When you're in the bathroom, use it like that. Don't start smoking. Don't try to make a game out of it. Don't squat. Don't not flush, and don't have a concert. That's really important. I'm now down in the Shinjuku area of Tokyo, which is like a second city-ish, which we're going to get into in a second here. This is a little pro tip for a lot of people who have never been here before. There's a lot of people who say, I want to go to Tokyo because I want to explore it. I want to walk around on foot just like you would in New York or Paris or Chicago or wherever, you know. No, that's not a thing here. There's something you need to understand. Tokyo's not really a city. It's like a city of cities. The reason for that is somewhat historical. You look at Japan on a map, it's about the size of California. So it looks like there's a lot of land and they could build wherever, right? But they just have their two big cities, you know, Osaka and Tokyo. That's not why that is. The vast majority of Japanese soil is essentially unusable for living conditions. It's all mountainous terrain with no resources. Something like 88% of Japan's land is not habitable, outside of small pockets here and there. Hence, they all based everything in the Kansai area, which is where Osaka, Kyoto, Kobe, all that is, and the Tokyo area, which is like Shinjuku, Shibuya, Shinagawa, Kanagawa, all that stuff is separate cities all in the Tokyo area. So when you think of Tokyo, there is no downtown Tokyo, not really. Not in the way you think of it. So if you're coming here being like, I'm gonna walk around the street, this city of cities is not designed for you to be capable of doing that. They literally build walls to prevent exactly that concept. This is a city, and I use that in quotations, of business. You come in on the train, you go do what you gotta do, and you leave. They don't want you just wandering around and meandering. Hence, they have everything set up in districts. So don't come down here thinking, I'm going to wander around the entire city on foot and just be like, ooh, I wonder what it is. No. You come here with specific goals and objectives. That's it.
This is actually also why I recommend staying in places like Yokohama. It's cheaper. Everything you're going to kind of want stereotypically Japanese will be very available to you. But at the same time, if you really want to go into those specific places like a Shinjuku, a Shibuya, an Akihabara, whatever it is, it's a cheap little train ride away. It's not that hard. Whereas staying down in what you might think of as the city, even though it's not, would be prohibitively expensive. It would very much not be recommended. One thing you'll notice in Japan is a lot of French stuff, a lot of Paris this, a lot of French chains like that, or stuff that's inspired by France. They have kind of a love relationship together. That's actually, I remember telling you guys about how at one time Japan bet heavy on putting French as the second language on everything, and then again, to quote their former prime minister, it was useless, and so they had to replace it with English. It caused a whole international incident between the two countries, but ultimately, because really the logic of putting a Western language on it was to make it easier for Westerners to travel, but the vast majority of Westerners do not speak French. A much higher percentage speak English. Good news for us though, there's another Surigaya specialty shop. It's on the 5th floor. And I just noticed this. This is kind of funny. This is an import store that largely has American and Australian stuff. So, I mean, no real reason to look through that, but I did find that kind of funny. Just taking a quick look inside. We got a big Super Famicom section. Of course, the behind the glass scene, which you can see the tails of GameCube. I did a video on that a while ago. Lots of cool stuff. The Smoke Black Skeleton Xbox. I did a video on that. And one thing that's kind of cool over here, the Sega Master System in box, which is very uncommon in Japan. The Sega CDs, both ridiculously uncommon here. And the 32X, very, very uncommon in Japan.
Ohayou gozaimasu. So today, what we're doing, well, at the moment it's just breakfast time, so I picked up some stuff at 7-Eleven because we're going to go out for real food later today. Say real food in quotations. We'll see why later. The first thing I grabbed was a pork cutlet sandwich. This is very common. Chicken katsu, or pork katsu in this case. Sandwiches pre-made. There's some lettuce in there. Not bad. Again, 7-Eleven food. I also decided to get some steamed buns. You'll see this outside of the packaging soon enough, but this is a big pork one. They have a standard pork one and a big one. And then the next one is the clue as to what's happening later. I got another steamed bun. This is a pizza flavored one. Something might be happening later. Something not of this world. Something that man was not meant to do. And yet, we're going to do it. So inside, it's basically just a sweet bun, but inside that, of course, it has pork, and I think that's onions and stuff. It's pretty good. It's not great. I mean, there's amazing ones out there. This is 7-Eleven, ultimately, but it's a nice little hand food. I hate to say this, but the pizza one's better, which it shouldn't be. It's not like really good or anything. It's just better. But again, it really shouldn't be. Maybe that just speaks more to the caliber of 7-Eleven in this case. But yeah, why not? This is actually the best of the three. I already had the other half, but I mean, it's kind of hard to go wrong with pork katsu. But yeah, as far as this little sandwich go, this is all good. This will very much hold me over until tonight's festivities. All right, it is time to try this. Just a little refresher, in case anybody doesn't remember. Guaranja is a Brazilian Portuguese drink, and this one is made in Japan. It's their own thing. And on the back, it just says something about it comes from the finest Guaranja extract and blah, 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 blah. So we're going to try this and see how this goes. You hear that? It smells nice. It's pretty good. A blind taste test, I wouldn't have assumed Guaranja. I would have assumed almost like a root beer. It kind of, on the back end actually, yeah, I can taste the Guaranja. I feel like this is, if somebody decided to take Guaranja and root beer and merge them into a drink, this is what you'd get. It's actually pretty good. Yeah, if you like those two things, and I know the idea of them coming together might be a little weird, but it doesn't claim to be root beer, but this is kind of what it reminds me of. So it's not the best Guaranja I've ever had, but it is a good drink. I like it.
So I thought I'd show you guys something kind of cool that was announced while I've been here and is actually open now, which is a South Park pop-up shop in Yokohama Station, specifically the mall that's just outside of it. The problem with this is it looks like you have to have a lottery ticket number to actually go into the little store to buy anything. I don't really want to buy anything anyway, so it really doesn't matter. So I'll just show you guys some B-roll of the outside and be like, this existed. I know it's a little disappointing. I would have liked to explore it, but it looks like that's not a thing you can just do. One thing that does my heart well is the Miku pop-up stop, whatever it is. It has no line and nobody seems to care. No one's in there. The South Park one has a bouncer. Just saying. Just saying.
So we are on our way out for the evening. I'm currently at Shinagawa Station. We're going to take a little breather here, though.
Yeah, we're back at Starbucks because I got to kill some time, so no problem. Again, Starbucks in Japan always has a bunch of random drinks. I've already tried a few strawberry ones. They also have a creme brulee thing going on, as well as a gingerbread thing going on. Right here, what I have is the gingerbread latte. So I don't know. It should be good. I figured I'd show you guys something else unique, somewhat interesting on our way to our special destination.
The gingerbread latte thing was good. It wasn't amazing. It was just a sweet thing, kind of like gingerbread. For a second I thought I would talk about why is Starbucks so popular here? It's popular everywhere, let's not misunderstand. But here it's the same kind of phenomenon that happened with KFC and with McDonald's. Successful ad campaigns convinced them, particularly high school students for both McDonald's and Starbucks, that, hey, you know what American kids do after school? They go to Starbucks, they go to McDonald's, they hang out. That's what they do. You should do that if you want to be cool, like Americans, which of course we don't really do that. It's funny, the grass is always greener logic, because obviously a lot of Americans are always like, oh, what are they doing in Japan? I'm so curious what they're doing. Maybe they're drinking Ramuni and that's what they're doing all day. It's funny, just both sides like each other, but they don't really know much about each other. They just think they do.
So I'm killing a little more time, and I decided to stop at Starbucks, obviously. And I got their creme brulee, fancy little latte there. It smells a lot like maple, which I don't even know if that's what's supposed to be in a creme brulee, but I'll bet it'll be sugary and terrible for you, but it'll probably be amazing.
We got Joseph back. You guys remember Joseph? He was the dude. He hopped out of the car to meet me. Adam Koralik. Here I am again. Adam Koralik. We're going to go to dinner with Aldo, who you saw earlier. It's going to be fun. We almost had Alex, the guy from Yokosuka. He was busy tonight. Otherwise, it would have been this
gaggle of nerds all going out for dinner that don't know each other. It would have been fun. But I wanted to show you something because I'm wearing a Blockbuster shirt right now. I know you guys know Blockbuster. There is still not a Japanese Blockbuster exactly, but the same idea. Tsutaya. Now, Tsutaya is essentially Blockbuster. It's even the same color scheme. It's just that they just rent stuff. I remember I learned that the hard way. I went in and be like, oh man, they got all this great stuff I want. Bringing it all to the register.
This is super nice.
Thinking it's all like $3.99. I'm like, wow! Like, I found the jackpot. Find out it's a rental store, and I'm like, I'm stupid gaijin. I don't understand. Yeah, that was...
Do that rental stuff.
Yeah, so if you want to rent anything, this is great. But otherwise, this is a little misleading for stupid gaijin like ourselves. Well, I mean, he knew, but I didn't know. That's why I'm trying to prevent you from making my mistake. All those back. You guys remember him. This is what we're doing. You guys see it back there? I'm violating everything I believe in as a matter of principle on pizza. I am not in New York. I am not in New Jersey. I am not in Illinois. And I'm going to have Chicago-style deep dish pizza in Japan on this guy's recommendation.
It's time to change Adam's mind. Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
It's going to change.
But I thought this, for comedic purposes, would be amazing. Because who knows? The one time, I actually am going to give you credit because you're Canadian. The one time I was ever surprised by somebody imitating deep dish Chicago-style pizza was in, of all places, Hamilton, Ontario.
Now Ontario doesn't count.
It was still Canadian soil. That place was good. But can this live up to it? Probably not. So this is like straight up nightmare fuel. Like, I hate olives. Devil's grapes, man. Ugh, no way. So I'm doing what I traditionally do in Chicago, which would be a deep dish cheese. These are our sizes. This is the small. This is the large. We are all large North Americans. Well, I am. They're in much better shape than I am. But we're all getting the large one. Different sizes. I'm getting the big cheese. And you got the Devil Works and you got the Eden. Yeah. We'll see how this goes. Aldo's the first of us that got his pizza. Now, which one did you get? Do you remember?
Devil Works?
Devil Works. Okay, now do you remember what's in it? I mean, I realize everybody out there has
Everything,
eyes.
I guess.
But...
Salami, tomato, it looks like black olives, green olives, cheese. I see onions, green onions.
So the name Devil is appropriate because it has two different variations of the Devil's grapes.
I don't agree
Olives
with
are
that.
disgusting, man. Why would you do that to yourself?
Best food ever.
What? You sicken me. At least you didn't put pickles on it. Mine has arrived, the big cheese. Now in Chicago, the standard deep dish cheese pizza, well, standard deep dish pizza really just has cheese. Like, there's other things, of course, you can put on it. I don't recommend the Devil's Grapes, but there they are. I personally stick with cheese like Kevin McAllister. Now, again, that's another Chicago reference because Home Alone, you know, the Home Alone house, which I've actually been into. Anyway, if this was like a New York style, I'd put full as topping. So before you guys all start complaining to me, just saying, deep dish, you typically just stick with the cheese. Okay, you got something with the Devil's Grapes on it. What is it?
It's called the Eden, or Eden.
Eden's probably more accurate.
I
What else
Eden.
is in it?
It looks like it has
There's like onions and stuff, tomatoes.
Honestly, I have no idea, Adam.
I hope you enjoy what you're not sure you're about to eat.
It looks like supreme with cut with
This is somehow different from this.
It's like a pizza.
It's a pizza.
It's a
okay.
pizza.
It's a pizza.
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm a terrible person.
Whatever. It just eats. Problem number one: they use spaghetti sauce.
Oh, yeah, that's trouble.
What else would you use?
Not that. You use pizza sauce, tomato sauce, homemade. This is spaghetti sauce, like out of a jar. So when we were hanging out the other day, there was one thing you said you really missed about North American life. Well, you know, what was
Cereal.
it? Yeah, cereal is not that common in Japan, right?
No, not at all.
All right. So, like, what cereal did you really want?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay, my fellow Americans, you guys know what it is. I mean, Canadians as well, to be fair. And so, as it turns out, Joseph here, what do you have access to?
U.S. bases in Japan.
Now, what do the U.S. bases in Japan have?
I just happen to have Cinnamon Toast Crunch or any other American cereal you can think of.
That's right. So, turn the box around. We made a little hookup here. Check it out. I like to connect people. We are bonded over Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Thank you very much. No problem.
Say it in Japanese.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
So we just came out of there. What'd you think, Joseph? Go first.
It was excellent. Had the large size Udon pizza. It was like a Greek salad on a pizza. It was actually really, really good.
Have you had Chicago style pizza? You've been to Chicago?
I have not.
All right, then that's your basis of comparison is nothing.
Nothing.
That's
No-
great start.
no baseline.
But you liked it. That's
I
all that
liked it,
matters.
yeah.
What'd you get?
I got the, was it deluxe pizza?
You asking me what you got?
I forgot what it was called. They were
It was the devil's something because it had
Devil's something.
because it had
It's in the
olives on
video.
it. Yeah.
But yeah,
This video, the one you're
because
watching.
I love olives. They're the best.
You sicken me.
It's the Italian blood. I need them. But yeah, it wasn't so good.
On this guy's recommendation.
It's time to change Adam's mind.
It's not gonna happen.
It was okay. It was all right. I don't think I'll be coming back here. It's time to change Adam's mind. The sauce was off. That was the weirdest part. It was supposed to have salami in it. There was one salami on the top. That was it.
So
Wow.
obviously pizza snob, because I'm correct.
It's time to change Adam's mind.
It's not gonna happen. That's just it. I'm right. New York, New Jersey, Illinois. The only places you're supposed to eat pizza. This includes Italy. Italy's different. They can get it passed in a different way. This, I said it earlier, and he's right about the sauce. It's just spaghetti sauce. Like, it's just ragu. Hey.
I love ragu sauce.
It doesn't belong in a pizza. Like, and yours Italian blood knows this. And my pizza blood knows this. And my pizza gut knows this. You don't use spaghetti sauce as pizza sauce. Marinara. Marinara. That's what you're supposed to use. And then the cheese is just kind of whatever. Like, the crust was actually okay. But that's like...
The crust was the best part.
It was,
yeah,
but again, that's like, you know, I'm trying to find the oasis in the middle of the desert on that one. It wasn't very good. It was just... I mean, if you live here for 10 years and you need deep dish pizza, I don't know how much better you're going to get, but you're in Japan, eat Japanese food. Makes sense. They're pretty good at that.
I'm just gonna keep making my own pizza.
You could do that.
I'm good with that.
Bagel bites are pretty good. Bagel bites.
Where can you get bagel bites?
On base.
Yeah, see, he gets access to all the American stuff, but that wouldn't include our special real pizza. He likes Domino's. That's the end of that discussion.
Yeah, I do like.
You gotta remember Domino's America, Domino's Canada, Domino's Japan.
He's eating Domino's on the U.S. base.
Actually, Pizza Hut.
I'm not sure where that
Done.
falls.
Bye. On this guy's recommendation.
It's time to change Adam's mind.
It's not going to happen.
What did I tell you? Pizza states are the only place you're supposed to eat pizza. Anyway, no, it was fun all the same. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned to the next one. We're going to do something that will be kind of hilarious. You'll see when you get there. And we're also going to do something very special. We're going to a U.S. military base, which I've had the honor of actually checking out. So please stay tuned for that. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on all the social media stuff in the description. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Patreon. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.